There's two components to making your first dollar online or signing your next client. So the first one is how you're positioning yourself and how you appear online. And the second one is how you're actually reaching out to these individual people. So I'll start with positioning, which is how you appear online and how you make yourself appear to others. Because the way that others perceive you is the important thing. So you can't reach out to somebody with 0 followers, no profile picture, nothing in your bio, no website, no nothing, right? It's not gonna work as well as if you had a website, you had your face on your website, you had your face in your profile picture, you have an optimized bio, you have videos on the internet explaining what you do. That is gonna work much better than this, where you are a nobody, right? And the thing is, when you're in a sea filled with other people, like this is what people call a saturated market, where there's many other people competing, you need to find ways to differentiate yourself. And the easiest way is by just doing the bare minimum and doing all those things that I listed out. So the first thing you need to do is make a website. Now, a lot of people skip this step because they think, oh, social media is your website, right? Like your Instagram page or your YouTube page or your Twitter account or your LinkedIn account. But this isn't true, because whenever you outreach someone, before they check your actual outreach message and respond to you, that's what I meant, they're gonna go and click your profile and then go to your website and they're gonna see, okay, what services is this guy offering? And then they're also gonna watch the video on your website. Maybe they're not gonna watch the whole thing, right? Like my video is 6 minutes long, but the average watch time is probably a lot closer towards like 1 to 2 minutes, right? So that's why we put the important stuff at the start, but that's a point for later in the video. So once you have your website dialed in and it explains what you do, what this does is it makes the outreach message a lot easier, because your website and your profile and your content is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting, and the outreach message is just to get their attention and get your point across. So once you're positioned properly and you look like an expert, because you have your website, you have your profile dialed in, and you have content, the next piece is your outreach. But right before I get into that, I have one more point to make, and this is related to how others perceive you, right? Even if you're not an expert, you have to look like an expert, but you don't have to BS it or try really hard and really look like an expert. You just have to look like you know more than the rest, or you know something that this person doesn't. And it's really easy to do this when you're pitching social media services, because if you spend around 8 hours just doing deep research on how to succeed on social media, whether it's a specific platform like YouTube or Instagram, you're gonna know so much more than other people, and you can put this into your content, right? So if you're selling a content service, you need to have content up on the internet. If you're selling a website design service, you need to have content up, you need to have a website up. And then if you're selling Facebook ads, you should be doing Facebook ads yourself. So you need to practice what you preach, because what happens is once you actually get on a sales call with the client and you have content up, or you have something that shows you practice what you preach, it's gonna be much easier to sign these people, because they're gonna think to themselves, okay, this guy's selling a content service. He got me on this call because after he outreached me, I watched all his videos and I ended up trusting what he does. He's doing what he's preaching, so I should probably do what he's doing as well, because it worked on me. You get what I mean? I'm just gonna explain it one more time, but use a different example to make sure that you got the point, because this is probably one of the more important things that nobody talks about. So let's say I'm running a cold email lead generation agency. So I get clients for my clients using cold email. And I cold email someone, they reply, I book a call, I hop on the call with them, and then they ask me, Eamon, how can you promise me that cold email works? I'm gonna be like, well, why are you on this call? Because I cold emailed you, right? So you see, the proof is in the pudding. You need to practice what you preach so that clients trust you and pay you and give you money. So that's how you make others perceive you online in a good way so that you get clients. And then now let's just talk about the outreach. So when you're outreaching people, do not, and I repeat, do not do automated messages, automated emails, copy paste DMs, send 100 DMs, 200 DMs, use a software, connect your Instagram account to a software and blast a ton of people. Do not do this. Everyone talks about this because they think it's the easiest way to get clients because it's the least amount of work. But instead, if you want to differentiate yourself, you should go and do high quality outreach messages, but a very low amount of messages. Anywhere from 2 to 5 messages a day, and then just spend more time on each message, right? Before, when I used to do this, sometimes it would take like an hour to do an outreach message, or it would take like 2 hours, and so I'd do 5 a day, so it's still a lot of work. But nowadays with AI, you can actually do a lot of the heavy lifting using AI. So you can do each outreach message in about 30 minutes to maximum 40 minutes if you're a bit slow. For me, it takes 30 minutes. So if you're able to reach out to one person in like 20 to 30 minutes using AI, that means you can reach out to 5 people a day in, 3 hours a day, or maybe 4 hours a day, right? And if you don't have 3 hours a day, you're lying to yourself. Because everyone can find the time. The time is there, you just have to find it. If you look at your screen time, you're probably spending like 8 hours a day just scrolling Instagram Reels, doom scroll. So this way of outreach, I've been doing it since November 25th, 2022. Actually, I sent the first outreach message on November 28th, 2022. And I signed my first client within 24 days for $6,000 upfront. And this changed my life because soon after I signed my second client for 1K a month or 1.5K a month, and I dropped out of school. And then life was never the same. I'm able to travel whenever I want, do whatever I want, so on and so forth. I don't even spend a ton of money, right? Like I could buy a ton of material stuff, but I don't. I just value the freedom and the peace of mind knowing like, okay, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. And I'm sure you guys all want the same. So as long as you apply those two concepts, you'll be able to get your first or next client and make your first dollar online. So just to recap, you need to make sure people perceive you as an expert or a professional as much as possible without sounding too BS-y, if that makes sense. And then the second thing you need to do is send high value outreach messages. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And also, if you want to make your first dollar online, just hit the first link in the description. That's it. Peace out.